Interview questions and answers part_3. Tricentis Tosca Automation Scenario-Based Q&A. Scenario 1. Handling multi-tab browser scenarios. Question 1. You have a scenario where clicking a button opens a new browser tab. How do you automate switching between tabs in Tosca? Answer. To handle multiple browser tabs. 1. Use T-box window operation to switch between windows. 2. Identify the new tab using title or URL matching. 3. Use buffering to store and reference dynamic window titles. 4. Use close window operation to close extra tabs if needed. Example. Step 1. Click a button that opens a new tab. Step 2. Use T-box window operation activate window and set the title of the new tab. Step 3. Continue automation in the new tab. Scenario 2. Automating PDF validation. Question 2. You need to verify the content of a PDF file generated by the application. How do you automate this in Tosca? Answer. To validate PDF content. 1. Use T-box read PDF module to extract text from the PDF. 2. Buffer the extracted text and compare it with expected values. 3. Use regex or text verification to match specific content. Example. T-box read PDF extract text buffer it verify with expected text. Scenario 3. Handling drop-downs with dynamic values. Question 3. How do you select a value from a dynamically changing drop-down list? Answer. To handle dynamic drop-downs. 1. Use T-box select action mode to select values. 2. Use identify by index if the values keep changing. 3. Buffer the available options and use a parameterized approach to select dynamically. 4. Use TQL, Tosca query language, to filter and select relevant options. Example. Set dynamic buffer, drop-down value. Use T-box select and set value dynamically. Scenario 4. Capturing and comparing screenshots. Question 4. How do you capture a screenshot in Tosca and compare it with a baseline image? Answer. To capture and compare screenshots. 1. Use T-box image compare to take a screenshot. 2. Store a baseline image for comparison. 3. Define an acceptable pixel deviation percentage. 4. Use image-based automation for visual validation. Example. Capture screenshot 1.png and compare it with expected.png. Scenario 5. Handling CAPTCHA via AI-based approach. Question 5. How do you handle CAPTCHA in Tosca if manual intervention is not an option? Answer. Since CAPTCHA is designed to prevent automation, workarounds include 1. Request developers to disable CAPTCHA in test environments. 2. Use AI-based image recognition tools to solve simple CAPTCHAs. 3. Integrate third-party CAPTCHA solvers, like OCR-based solutions. 4. Bypass CAPTCHA via API in test environments, if possible. Scenario 6. Automating two-factor authentication, 2FA. Question 6. Your application requires OTP verification sent via email/SMS. How do you automate OTP input? Answer. Handling OTP automation. 1. Use API testing to fetch OTP from a backend service. 2. Retrieve OTP from the database using T-box database module. 3. If OTP is sent via email, use email automation scripts to extract OTP from inbox. 4. Use a static test OTP in lower environments. Scenario 7. Verifying UI elements are properly displayed. Question 7. How do you verify that certain elements, like buttons, labels, images, are visible and correctly displayed? Answer. 1. Use verify action mode to check element visibility. 2. Use T-box property check to validate CSS properties like color, font, and alignment. 3. Use T-box wait on to wait for elements before verification. 4. capture screenshots and compare with baseline images. Example. Check if Submit button is visible before clicking. Scenario 8. Automating date pickers and calendar controls. Question 8. Your test case requires selecting a future date in a date picker. How do you automate this in Tosca? Answer. To automate date selection. 1. Use buffering to store today's date and calculate a future date. 2. Use tbox date expression to format the date dynamically. 3. Interact with the date picker using arrow keys or direct input. Example. Buffer today's date, today plus 7, to select a date 7 days from today. Scenario 9. Performing bulk data upload and validation. Question 9. You need to automate the bulk upload of data from an Excel file. How do you handle this? Answer. To handle bulk data upload. 1. Use tbox Excel module to read data from an Excel file. 2. Store values in buffers and enter them dynamically. 3. Use database validation to verify that uploaded data is stored correctly. Example. Read Excel, enter values in UI, verify data in DB. Scenario 10. Verifying text present in a web page without knowing the exact location. Question 10. You need to verify that a specific text appears somewhere on a web page, but you don't know its exact location. How do you automate this in Tosca? Answer. 1. Use tbox find text to search for text on the page. 2. Use regular expressions to match text patterns. 3. Use verify action mode with wildcard characters, asterisk text to find asterisk. Example. Verify if transaction successful appears anywhere on the page. Scenario 11. Running the same test on multiple environments, dev, QA, prod. Question 11. How do you configure Tosca tests to run across multiple environments without modifying test cases? Answer. 1. Use test configuration parameters to set environment variables. 2. Store URLs, credentials, and other environment-specific values in Tosca repository or TDS. 3. Use execution lists to trigger tests in different environments dynamically. Example. Define env_URL as a test configuration parameter and assign different values for dev, QA, and prod. Scenario 12. Automating Windows applications, desktop testing. Question 12. How do you automate a Windows-based desktop application using Tosca? Answer. To automate Windows applications. 1. Use Tosca XScan to scan UI elements. 2. Use tbox set value, click, and select actions for interactions. 3. If UI automation fails, use OCR-based automation. Example. Automate a Notepad application. Open Notepad, type text, save file. Scenario 13. Validating logs or console outputs. Question 13. Your test case requires checking application logs for specific error messages. How do you handle this in Tosca? Answer. 1. Use tbox read text file to extract logs. 2. Store log contents in a buffer. 3. Use tbox verify to check for specific error messages. Example. Read a log file and verify if error 404, not found, appears. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe.